Hi, I'm Russell Ford, founding partner of Ford Murray, an immigration law firm based here in Portland, Maine. And you've reached this video because you were searching, how do I complete the I-9 for an H-1B visa holder? Before we get to that, just wanted to cover a couple of quick things. This is one in several of our I-9 Bootcamp series. So if you have other questions, check out those videos, see if they answer your questions. If they don't, certainly ask your question in the DMs, send us an email, give us a call. We're happy to offer a free consultation to try to walk you through that specific question. But let's get back to the topic at hand today, which is, how do I complete the form I-9 for an H-1B? This covers all H-1Bs. H-1Bs that are new hires in terms of they are changing from F1 to H-1B status. They're H-1B new hires in the sense that they are a change of employer. They were working for another company in H-1B status, and now they're working for your company in H-1B status. And they handle H-1Bs that are existing hires in the sense of they're working for you in an H-1B, but you need to extend that H-1B and have extended that H-1B, and now they have a new H-1B to continue working for your company. Now, generally in the I-9 process, when it comes to an H-1B, they're going to provide very specific documentation. We point out that even though they're going to provide this specific documentation, do not, as an employer, request those specific documents. In the I-9 process, it's a big no-no to request specific documentation. Avoid it at all costs. We offer this slide only as informative in the sense of, when you say to the employee, I need you to do your I-9, these are likely to be the documents that they bring to you. For an H-1B, it's going to be their foreign passport and their I-94 card demonstrating that they're in H-1B status and for how long. First thing we wanted to cover, because this is a big question we get from a lot of employers, is the difference between the visa and the I-94 card. The visa is that document that is put in the individual's passport that says that they are allowed to travel into the United States in H-1B status, how long that they can travel for, who the H-1B is with, etc. For I-9 purposes, as the slide says, the visa is meaningless. It is purely a travel document. It does nothing in the I-9 process. The document that matters to you, the employer, is the I-94 card. That I-94 card is what's issued by the Customs and Border Protection when the individual actually enters in H-1B status. Now that I-94 is an electronic record, so it has to be downloaded by the individual, but it still serves the same purpose. It says when they entered, what status they entered, and how long they can be here. And that's the document you want to pay attention to in the I-9 process. So here's an example of what the visa is. This visa, again, it says the person has permission to travel, who issued it, which embassy they traveled to get the visa, who their employer is, all of that good stuff. And it all looks very official, very important, and it is, just not for I-9 purposes. So when you see this document, if this document is presented to you as, hey, this is my I-9 document, no, as an employer, it is not. What you're looking for is one of these. The top version is what is the most common now, the electronic version as issued by CBP through their electronic system. If the person is coming or doing an extension and they get an approval through the USCIS, or a change of status and they get an approval through the USCIS, it will look like that bottom left corner where it says issued via mail notice. That is a paper I-94 card attached to an approval notice. And then the other is what used to be issued, and you still may see here or there when a person gets an actual paper copy from the CBP. Any of these I-94 cards, as long as they are unexpired, are acceptable. The I-94 has to say that the person is here in H-1B status, that they're here to work for you, the employer, and how long they're able to work to give you the ability to fill out that I-9. The I-94 record will say that what port of entry they came in. It will say when they have to depart, i.e. when their status expires, and it will provide an I-94 number, which, as you know from the Form I-9, is required for you to place where that or what that document is, who's issued it, etc. And like we were saying, the I-94 is now electronic. You can see where the individual can download this form when they make entry on the slide. So when you get to the Form I-9 for an H-1B, you're going to select Section 4 or Question 4, that the individual is a non-citizen authorized to work for a certain period of time. And in that section, you're going to provide when they expire, that I-94 number, their foreign passport number, and the post that issued the passport. Then you're going to get to the next portion of the I-9, where you're going to have the I-94 information, more thorough information on the I-94, more complete information on the passport. Because again, 99% of the time, the H-1B visa holder is going to give you a foreign passport and that I-94 card that says, I am here from outside of the US. The passport provides my identity. The I-94 shows that I am authorized to work, who I'm authorized to work for, and for how long. So you're going to write all of that information in Section 2 as the employer, and then you're going to sign and date Section 2 to verify that you've reviewed all of the information, you've attested to its authenticity, meaning it appears to be genuine and it appears to relate to the individual who provided it to you. And this will satisfy the I-9 requirements for an H-1B visa holder. As I said at the beginning, we're offering this bootcamp series to answer some specific questions that we've seen come up, to provide you with some general how-tos. How do I get through certain portions of the I-9? But you might have more specific needs, whether that's questions or whether that's in the need of an I-9 audit, some I-9 trainings. We do offer our employers, our clients, different services with regard to this, whether it's a full-scale I-9 audit of every I-9 that you have for every employee that's on or at your company, doing the audit, correcting the forms, providing you with a detailed report of how the audit was done, what corrections were made, why those corrections were made, how to avoid those problems in the future, and then included in that a full-scale training for your HR people to help them avoid making those corrections or avoid having to make those corrections in the future, all the way down to a smaller scale. Some employers like the idea of, hey, we'll give you 50 I-9s, do a report, a study on these 50 I-9s, tell us what are our common mistakes, how do we avoid them, how do we as an employer make the corrections ourselves, walk them through the self-audit, through a very detailed training on how to do the audit, how to make the corrections, how to avoid those problems in the future, so that an employer can be more self-regulating in this process. A full-scale audit obviously involves more hours, more detail, more lawyer time, hence will be a more expensive proposition for your company versus the smaller scale audit and training, where it's relying more on us teaching you and then you taking over that process, can be a economical solution for a company. Depending on the services, depending on the size of the company, those services can run from $1,500 all the way up to $15,000. And so we are flexible enough as an immigration law firm to provide any range within there for the company, what its needs are, where it stands in its I-9 process, and look at the different scenarios that you have and help you design a training program, a compliance program that helps you as an employer feel more comfortable in the I-9s. We thank you for watching this video. We look forward to you seeing all of our other bootcamp videos, and certainly feel free to give us a call, give us a shout if you have more questions. Thanks. Have a great day.